Why are there 5 types of cards?
We've tried in creating diversophy to get various kinds of learning involved. For example, we start with what are called guide cards, and these are cards which have wisdom from the culture, often proverbs, sayings, which give you an insight into how people think and talk in a culture. Then we have choice cards. Choice cards are, how should I behave in a certain situation? A situation is positive, then there are some potential solutions. You try to pick the best solution, get an answer to it, check the answer that the experts have given, and perhaps discuss the results in the group. After that, we have risk cards, and these are real fun because risk cards are things that can happen to you, and sometimes they're positive. Just surprised the culture did something really nice when I was in it. Or you may have made a mistake, or something happens that is quite contrary to your own cultural values. And so it's a kind of negative risk. It's an uncomfortable, painful situation. And in each case, whether positive or negative, you are asked to take a look at how you felt about that, and perhaps in exchange with the other people playing the game, compare results and outcomes of that sort. Then we have share cards, and these are very interesting because in a share card, you're given some information about how things are generally done in a certain culture, and then you're asked to compare that with how they may be generally done in your own culture. In other words, they do X, you do Y, what's the difference? And you explain that to the people on your team. And the fun about the share cards is usually there are consequences involved, which means that the team gets to react to you in a certain way, or to express the content of the share card in a certain way, which is in line with their own culture, which is really fun. And finally, there are smarts cards. Now you may wonder why we put smarts on the bottom. This is information about the culture. This is history, cultural facts, political facts, up-to-date insights into the group or the culture that you're studying in this particular game.
How is the content of those cards created? Who can develop, and which sources do they use?
Well, there's a lot of ways of going about this. Fundamentally, we are concerned about the quality of the information found in the cards, but also that that information is so structured that it helps the people playing the game to interact with it and interact with each other. A lot of cultural learning is about how do these people do that, or how does this group react to this, and so on. What we're trying to do here is not omit the content, have solid content, however, make it interactive in such a way that we learn about each other with each other. That kind of content can come from cultural studies, it can come from the personal experience of people, all kinds of sources. And one of the things about our games is we keep them just in time and up to date. Each of the people who develop our games is responsible for updating the game in intervals or whenever significant. So culture is an ongoing, changing thing. It's a process. It's a discourse that is shared with a group of people, and obviously, like any discourse, it changes, modifies, moves back sometimes, and so on. So it's everything from research to personal experience goes into the content of the cards.